So it has.
Get off the move, you.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the fifth stream of the.
What a start!
I literally just told her from the downstairs toilet, "Do not come past now. It's going live." And she just stands and stares into the camera. Never stirred, did you? These kids' nightmares watching.
Divorce. What do you reckon?
Whoa! He's not part of the MDA team, is he?
Okay, listen. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I know your busy schedules at the moment, so appreciate this hour. How are we all doing, Devon? What you been up to in lockdown?
Loads. Just setting up the merchandise store. Like you saw your ultimate dart card of your favorite Daryl Gurney. Yeah, Michael's getting his one. Ricky's got his, and I've got mine. So loads stuff in the merchandise store. I'm practicing an online tournament.
Yeah, talking about that, Daryl's cards came today. Look, everybody, it's the ultimate dart card. We can get these signed for you. We'll get these on sale on his website. Is this a live promotion for MDA? It's a bit of both, isn't it? Anyway, listen.
See you later, boys.
See you later, Mike. I've got loads of stuff here for you. Ricky, how's lockdown been treating you? Look like you've got a bit of a tap there.
Thank you. Yeah, just playing loads of online darts like Devon, really. That's all I really do.
Yeah, what about clapping in the garden with your dad dressed up as Sloth? I've seen you do that as well.
It's just a normal day for me. I just needed an excuse to do it, you see.
And of course, Mike Smith looks like he's been busy growing a beard. So, Mike, how's lockdown been treating you? I believe you've lost some weight.
Yeah, I've been doing all right, but I want to go out now. It's boring, isn't it? Like Tom Hanks here, just looking for a football for call my friend at the minute. And that lonely, I've got no one to talk to. We
should get James Wilson on. You could shout Wilson and that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Or laugh.
Listen, we're going to take some questions from people that have tuned in today. And the first one is John Chili Reyes, who's got the best beard?
Michael.
Well, I haven't really got one.
Yeah, I've got like a little.
This is not a beard. This is just a mess.
This is just laziness. So it's only 2 days.
Mine is, to be honest.
Somebody's just said you look like Hagrid from Harry Potter.
I've had loads. I've had Hordo and everything.
Can you just look into the camera and say you're a wizard, Harry?
I was going to say something else then before it was like, you're a wizard, Harry.
Here we go. So, who's your bogey player, Devon? Who's your bogey player?
Everybody on the tour, basically. I've not had the most illustrious tour. I think I've not lived up to my expectations, but yeah, I think it's coming now. So if I were to pick out a player that I've lost to a few times, that you shouldn't be losing to. You kind of find yourself losing to that person, even when you're in a good position.
Now we know what you mean.
I have no idea. I lost the player's name now.
Who is it?
Van Gerwen, he meant. You should be losing to Van Gerwen.
Who is it?
No. It's not players that you shouldn't be losing to, but when you get into winning positions...
No. The question was, who's your bogey player? Just answer the question instead of doing that.
Probably James Wilson.
James, is he really?
Mm.
Bloody hell. Fair enough. Mike? Oh, who's
That's before his eye, though. That's before his eye thing, though. That was before the whole Twitch. I've not played him since then, but before that, every time I get into a position of winning, and he'll just see himself over the line easily.
Oh, fair enough.
What was you about to say then, Matt?
Who's your bogey player, and who's making food in the kitchen?
Oh no, that's the washing machine down the microwave.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Got bricks in the washing machine.
Well, there's nowhere else I can go. I can win the living room with all the kids, or I can win the games room and sweat my tits off, so I'd rather sit here.
You don't have tits anymore, Michael.
Tell me about it.
Bogey player used to be Alan Norris or Darren Webster. I could never ever beat him. I was 7-0 down to both. I think I started cloning a few back now.
Oh, that's good. And Rick, who's your bogey player, mate?
It was Hagrid. I wanted to get 6 legs off him before. But yeah, everyone's beat me. I've beat everyone, so it's just one of them. Probably Van Gerwen's beat me the most, though.
Yeah. So you've got a decent record. Obviously, they're going to say because I talk about it a lot. You've got a decent record against Dowell. I've seen you beat him a few times for the last 2 years. So
always
Yeah,
about
well,
Darryl.
I don't want to
oh,
mention
shut
that.
up! I'll meet you, Mike. Here's a good one. We're gonna. This is a pertinent question. I was going to come on to this. What's your thoughts on the summer series? Is it too early, or is the time right to be coming back? With
Too
darts?
late. I've nearly been done for a triple murder, 2 kids and my wife. You need to get back to him quick.
So you
Yeah,
think?
I think the summer series is great, though. I think having those firstly for the players that are kind of within touching distance of qualifying for the match play and having that consecutive games, which is probably fantastic for those players. And obviously just to get the top players also moving into kind of, because a week later then you're playing match play, one of the or the second biggest tournament or major tournament on the circuit. So I think it's fantastic and not early enough though. I think it's probably at the right time because us going to be playing behind closed doors and trying to create the bubble kind of event at Milton Keynes. I think it's perfect.
Rick, what do you think? Is it the right time, or do you feel like it's safe now, or it's near you? Is it Milton Keynes? You love that.
Yeah, it's near me, so I'm quite happy with that. That's the good thing about it. I'm undecided really because obviously I want to play. I'm fed up of playing in here against online cheats and
Yeah.
people.
160 checkout.
Yeah, I'm just skeptical about it. I'm a Riven player, same as Michael. Because I'm watching the German Super League, and they've got their stop and start, wait, whatever. I like to be right on your toes and waiting to play. And so I'm wondering how they're going to address that.
Yeah,
I like to be clicking your heels. So, yeah.
Mike, I mean that's going to upset you too. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
that's right.
I don't know. 3 months of playing at home now, watching a laptop chain score. It kind of we should be used to it now. But it's just little adjustments you just make into your game. And if we can get back to playing as quick as possible, that I could make any adjustments.
Yeah.
Once the PDC obviously come in and say exactly what's going to happen and what the protocol will be at the event, it would make it would give us a bit more. Like you were saying, obviously watching the Super League, that's almost like a major played behind closed doors in a sense. You know what I mean? Like the Super League major. I think with the Pro Tour, are they going to allow markers there? Are they going to spread the boards wider? How many practice boards? There's a whole host of questions, and probably they're thinking about it already because obviously they need to keep safety.
Yeah, if you think we're all going to be tested before we play, so we all know if we've got it or not. So I don't see the point if we all isolate together. If we're not outside around other people, we're not around each other. It should be a safe enough environment to play in.
There's contradictions in that German one because they're all take the distance and everything, but they're all touching the same board anyway. So you've got to go either one way or the other. You have 2 boards, or you all get tested and you know there's no corona there.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, the only way to be completely safe, you're both touching the board. So I don't understand like the distance thing and everything. If everybody's been tested in the negative, I understand it's nothing to. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be whatever the government say is going to be the thing. So the PDC will just do what the government say. But for me, if everybody gets the hardest thing to do is going to be the Pro Tours. If they can get that right, with everybody in the bubble, because I know how they do it in snooker. You can't leave the room once you're in the hotel room. You cannot leave. So you get tested, you go to the hotel room, and that's 5 days on the trot. That's going to be 6 days at a hotel. That's going to be.
As long as you have a PlayStation, though, it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let me know what room you're in.
Yeah.
It's isolation.
Okay.
Before you say, we're gonna find out more on July the 4th anyway when he resets all the stuff again. So you're gonna find if he brings it down to a 1 meter social distancing, or if we allow crowds anywhere.
Is that not on the 18th or something? I think.
No,
the
19th. 4th Independence Day in America, 4th of July.
Yeah, but he announces it on the 18th or the 19th, doesn't he? Because he won't announce it on that
He
day.
said 4th of July, and then the PDC will know if we allowed fans at the match play by the 5th. So I think they're waiting for the 4th as well for the announcement.
I think I can't see the match play being with crowds just at the minute. I think it'll be too soon. But hopefully the rates are going down. I don't want to make this too political, but obviously this is defining our sport at the moment, and none of us could do anything. So, I mean, I'm not a player, but I'm getting bored off my tits. You know what I mean? So, God knows it's right for you. But listen, whatever happens, darts is coming back on the definitely in the match play, and obviously the series has been announced. So there's going to be live darts, and it's something to look forward to, which is good.
Different but good though.
Who are you missing on the Pro Tour, Mike?
Me?
Yeah.
None of them. I don't really. I keep myself to myself. There's only a few people I knock about with, but I am missing my practicing with Ian White. We've not practiced together for 3 months, and that was normally a 4-day-a-week thing. So I'm missing that more than anything.
Ain't you missing me and Dowell on Nando's on Thursday?
No, it's all about Aspinall now at Nando's, lad.
Oh, sorry, I'm sick of hearing about pissing Aspinall.
You just disappear, so I want to play stupid games.
What games do I play?
Them stupid, put your card in, everyone can play. That's why I just disappeared on yours.
Yeah, that's what we did.
You and Dowell have 2 meals each.
It's better than the one you suggested where we'll put us car keys in a bowl. So I thought this would be easy.
Whoa.
On the wrong
Lads
thing.
on tour.
Who are you missing, Devon? I'm guessing you're missing Joe.
Well, it's just the banter that you have around on the table, and just obviously when you play, practicing as well, and just competing. I think it's just the whole thing. Like, yeah, me and Joe obviously haven't, but we don't share anymore, so it's not as like it used to be. He has his own room, I have my own. So yeah, I think it's just all the guys. I think it's just getting out of the house and having something and a purpose and the end to a practice, basically. Because practice used to come to, okay, cool, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday you'll be playing. For the other guys, you'll be playing on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. There's an end to the practice, basically. And now it's just you're practicing all the time for online darts. And like you were saying, people cheating, people throwing 110 average. You should be signing them, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just
Matt's smiling. He signed 3 of them already.
3 of them. That lad who took out that 160 looks a great player.
There's a few of them, but yeah, it's. I think it's just a crazy time though, and it just defines our sport as well, which is fantastic.
Ricky Evans, who are you missing on the Pro Tour? Stephen Bunting, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, but he'll just mention football, won't he? So
yeah.
I'm missing just the camaraderie.
He's there.
You see someone walking with white socks.
His mic there. Just mute Devon up there.
It's just the banter I'm missing, really. Just because, like I said, someone will walk in with white socks or jack-ups or something, and someone will make a comment, and 4 boards will just laugh and rip into him for about an hour. Just that kind of thing, really. And
White socks.
The odd occasion it plays people. Yeah, just competitive, and all the people that I beat normally. So I'm missing that.
So you're not missing nobody then.
It's just a human interaction, though, I think, man, because you're so isolated with the people in your house all the time. I don't know about you, Matt, but you live on your own now, don't you?
I live on my own, yeah. So it's not, have you ever seen Will Smith in I Am Legend? I've got mannequins outside that I see every morning. What are you doing here? It's like, whatever. I'm not going to cry. So listen, I'm going to focus on each one of you individually now, because I think that's what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 weeks. We're going to start with you, Rick, which you guys bounce in whenever you see. But obviously, you're known as the quickest player in the world. I think you and Vincent van der Voort.
Yeah, sometimes.
Now we've got a clip. Just if people ain't familiar with darts, it is a darts page, and we all talk about darts. I'm guessing you are, but this is how quick Ricky can throw.
Yes, bullseye for the match, and there it is, Ricky Evans. Oh, 170 takes him to the next round, and McGeady can only applaud that point of brilliance.
So that's a 170 finish there. The camera actually kept up with that, which was unbelievable. McGee there.
Miss Michael's 9 dart on early. Keep up with Ricky Evans though.
Don't mention that. It's against Darren. Don't mention it.
Which one?
A 9 darter since Adrian Lewis.
We'll see that later. Anyway, Ricky.
Yeah.
I wish you had missed it. So, I mean, I know you talked about obviously you're known as that, Ricky Evans, the fastest man. Are you trying to be more took seriously as just a good darts player instead of sort of like a gimmick? Because
Yeah, of course.
that's affected you because people just say, "Oh, he throws quick." Not that you've actually reached 5 Pro Tour finals and things like that, which people forget. You've reached 2 European finals. You've been on the verge of like winning big things. And do you want people to know you as more of a dart player rather than a circus act?
A little bit, yeah. It's just that's what I go into a tournament. I just go into every event thinking.
Hold on, he said
It was quite empathetic until the
It is,
circus
it,
acting.
really.
You don't
Emotional,
think
that.
he's a circus act. He's just quick, that's all. But anyway,
no. He said that. That's his quote. That's a direct quote from one of Ricky's interviews. I want to be known
all
as.
right, yeah, sorry, I apologize.
What was I, 12?
That didn't sound right.
No, he was
It's
13. It was just before the match play, actually. But anyway, we're going to cut these two
Oh, is
out.
it?
They're doing me.
Sorry,
anyway.
I don't remember
Sorry.
the match play. Yeah, get rid of them.
They're gone, mate. They're
It's my
gone.
time, isn't it?
It's just me and you, mate. It's just me.
Yeah,
And
I'm just trying to prove that I am actually quite good sometimes. But yes, it's just me. I'm just a weird, wacky person. I'm not putting I'm not putting an act on. I'm just mental. So, and if the darts are going well, that's what I want. I want people to just say he's a good dart player instead of he's the guy that wears masks and walks onto YMCA.
But I think there's a fine line there because unfortunately Peter Wright was classed as a circus act, but he sort of like he combined the circus act with. Oh, he dresses like a clown, so I mean he can be called a circus act. But he sort of like when he did that was the rise. He got to the world final that year, and that's sort of like he got everything right at the right time. I mean, you're probably one big TV run away from doing that. I mean, you nearly got had you beat Rob Cross in the quarters, you may have gone on to win the European Championships, and that would have been a big springboard. Obviously, that was a big game. You beat Glenn and you beat Ross Smith, and that's your first TV quarter final, I think. So you are only a small run away from emulating Peter Wright, and obviously with the wackiness that you do, that'll stand you out in good stead and give you a different edge. So I don't think you should lose that as much. Maybe find a medium between them both.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's just I don't think I'll ever lose that wackiness, like you said. It's just at the right times, I guess, and it's just getting that consistency on stage now because I'm used to the stage. I love being on the cameras and people knowing who I am now. But it's just I'd love to be doing what the bigger boys are doing. So it's a big goal of mine, and I'm hopefully working my way up to it. Can you tell I'm sweating here?
Yeah, nice. Come on. What's your aims for the when we come back? What do you want to do? So say we come back tomorrow and you've got some targets. I mean, I haven't looked at the rankings. Are you in the match play as it stands? I'm sorry, I haven't looked. You're just outside, aren't you?
I think I'm 18th, so I think.
How do you know if you've not looked, Matt?
Because I saw
Just outside, aren't you?
He's
I thought you
talking.
had looked.
because it's the politicians thing, just to pretend you're just outside.
Yeah,
Just outside,
just
yeah,
outside
in
to qualify for that, I guess. Is a goal, and if Ali Pally, whatever happens with that, and whatever is the norm, I guess being a seed for that again is the ultimate goal, I guess. Yeah, just to play would be nice. That's the ultimate goal.
You made your debut at Blackpool last year. Obviously,
I did. I don't know who I played.
I can't remember who you played.
No.
Is it my mate? Is it?
Like that.
Yes, I played well there. I played very well.
Yes.
We're going to get done for doing the Irish accent, but never mind. But yeah, I mean, you played really well. You come towards the back end of the game. I think if you nick one leg, you're back on level terms. I think he threw 2 180s against the throw. I think to win the match. But you like you say, you just making your debut at Blackpool. I mean, what's it like? What's it like, that venue? Because obviously people say it's very special.
It's very the crowd are like I was obviously the first time I've ever been there, so it was new for the crowd to be right on my back, like literally they were next to me, and it was weird. And you could hear people talking on certain tables, and you're like trying to join in with their conversation, but trying to concentrate on what double Darryl's going to hit next. So it's it's a special place, and obviously if I qualify next time or this year, hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be there. Just to be, I want to be there again, just to soak it all up again. Because obviously, first time it was a blur, really. Because the weather, and I need to take it all in next time because I don't remember much.
No, obviously, Devon, you made your debut there this year as well.
In a different
In
form.
in the commentary box, which we had a deal that if you made it to Blackpool, you'd sign for me. So
No way. You made the deal. I never agreed to that. You just said if you make match play, we.
Hello, Devon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate. Yeah, carry on.
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
The me you're looking for.
Hello.
I'm going to kick him out. I'm going to tell him to come back in because he's obviously
Get rid of it.
done something. So, Mike, you've been on the wrong end of the dart at Blackpool. Tell us what it's like to play at Blackpool. Obviously, you two have out the three have played.
I hated it until last year. I think my best one there was second round, so I had a decent draw this year against one of your boys first round, and then they went on to make the final. Blew it again, but I was lucky that 130 was sweet as a nut.
You were 4-1 down, then he started moaning. Oh, he's celebrating. He keeps celebrating. Oh, give it large.
No, I'm moaning because I said I was going to shut all his mates up, and what happened?
Oh dear. Fair up. Anyway, Devon's back. Devon, we're talking to you about Blackpool, mate. But going into your career, your biggest win came at Ali Pally. You've had a couple of good runs there. 2019 was your best with a great win over Ian White, which we're going to see now.
Oh dear.
Well, the way the tops have gone for him of late,
20.
I guess it's not that big a shock, but what pain. He had the chance to tie it again.
Game, shot.
Dazzling Devon dances his way to the biggest win of his life. Terrific sportsmanship from Ian White.
Devon, some great memories there with a great run to the quarterfinals, which you had 3 darts to go 3-0 up, I think, against last 16, weren't it, against Nathan Aspinall. You could have been 3-0 up there. That could have been you in the semi-finals playing against Mike Smith, and missed opportunity there. But a great run that kept your tour card in and knocked Paul Nicholson out of contention. So tell us about the Ali Pally experience in your career up until that moment.
Yeah, I think obviously making my debut at the Ali Pally in 2010, it's kind of been a venue that I flourish and enjoy a lot because it's probably one of those venues that, because it's Christmas time and it's the Worlds and all of those glittery stuff around it, it makes it so much more attractive and sexy. So I play well. I've played well a few times there, and hopefully in the future I can end on lifting the trophy, which is always great. Are you there, man? I guess not.
Yeah, here, pal. Sorry, my headphones come out. You okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all good. So like I was saying, it's great. I think the game against Ian White, I played against Ian White a few times on floor. We've had cracking games. I've had the better of him, I think. But that game itself, he was leading 2-0, and I came back. But that tournament for me was almost like a fairy tale because I came with no form into that tournament and just needed to. I knew that my tour card was on the line, but I thought I'm going to just try my best and just focus each game at a time. And yeah, I got myself to play against Nathan Aspinall and then missing 3 darts at double 12, which obviously cost me a position. But Nathan Aspinall played well, and obviously that was his rise, and everybody's chapters are rate differently, and his was just at that time it was his time.
Yeah, you said you had no form. I think Wayne Jones had 11 darts to beat you in the first round. Is that right?
I don't think it was. I think I should have won that game easily in the beginning. He missed when I missed. So yeah, I think the way in which how clinical Wayne Jones normally is and what he's like. He's a fantastic finisher. So I wasn't expecting that as well. But in that game, I was taking out my finishes, which was good for me. And yeah, in the end, the pressure just got to him and to me as well. And then yeah, I fell over the line basically, but so happy to do so.
Yeah. So moving on now to the Pro Tour just lately. I mean, before the lockdown, you was up there with the highest averages. You had a lot of 110s. You got to your first semi-final, losing to Peter Wright in February, I think it was. What do you put this surge of form that you've had, picking up more money than you ever have really on the Pro Tour this last few months?
It's all down to hard work and just belief, and also tools as well. I've changed sponsor to Trinidad, got new flights integrated system. I've got different dart design, slightly weighted differently as well, which all continues. And obviously working with Wayne Mardle as well. I mean, he's assisted me behind the scenes in the beginning, and then obviously just using him as from a consultant perspective as well. Just kind of gain some information from him as well about my feeling and what he would suggest, and I then implement it and then find a middle ground. And I think that my form is now based on purely finding out exactly my technique and what works perfectly, because going to a hockey and not knowing how your throw should be and what is the right feeling and trying to find it on a Pro Tour weekend or at a major event is not the best thing for a professional. And it's been a thing that plagued my entire career since coming over here, because when I came over, I had to change my entire setup, sponsored by Unicorn, and I think that affected me in the beginning, and then trying to get used to the products and all of those things, I never settled. So now I feel like I've got the experience, I've got the practice, my technique there's not a lot of flaws in it. My game all around is great, finishing and high scoring. So, and the consistency is coming on a lot better than it has before. So I think it's a whole host of things. So it's not just one thing, and I think that it's the start of hopefully a flourishing and a brilliant career for myself.
And this past 12 months, we touched upon it earlier. You've made your commentary debut at the Match Play, the Worlds. How are you finding being in the commentary box? Is it harder? Do you think you've improved in the 12 months that you've been doing it?
Yeah, no doubt. I think the first time when they threw me in at the Match Play, it was everything new, and they don't teach you anything. You have to kind of pick up and ask questions and say, okay, cool, how would you deliver this, and so on and so forth. And you got like the legends within the box, which is Pike, Stuart Pike, Wayne Mardle, Rod Studd, Mark Webster, John Part, and all of those guys, and Nigel, and all of them. And you have to just pick it up. And I think that my first was kind of like I was trying to find my feet. But I think now as it goes along, I'm more comfortable behind the mic, understanding when to talk, when not to talk, which is quite hard for me because I enjoy talking. So yeah, it's just it's a great thing to have. I think not as a backup plan, but I think it's just a great thing to be included in tournaments and always just in the front of the brain of many people.
Fantastic. So I mean, do you think that's something that you'll continue to do, or do you very much see yourself as a player as opposed to a commentator, or will you just merge the two?
Well, I think ultimately you want to be fully focused on playing and at the highest level, and I think that focusing on that, and that's what I do through the week. So just working through all of that. But in the end, I mean, commentary is always there, and because I've tested and Sky then obviously tested how I perform in the commentary box. I think it's just having those mini quivers in your kind of bag and just making sure that the right one comes out first. So obviously I want to be a professional first and foremost, and just continue that. But whilst I'm doing that, the commentary gives me a different analytical view of the game, something that you don't normally see. Like you quite analytical about the sport, you know a lot of the history, and you think, well, Ricky's probably played against this person so many times, and you'll have that off from the cup. So we need to know that. So me knowing that and seeing the flaws and seeing the problems they encounter, it kind of gives me a better match experience without having a match, in a sense.
Yeah, me and Mark Webster are pretty nerdy in that sense. We know who played who at what World Championship straight away. You could probably tell me who they're playing, pick a year, and I probably know. That's what do you want, Rick?
Can't eat anyone.
I can't hear a word he's saying. I didn't want to jump in.
Well, listen, I'm going to kick you out.
Having a good chat.
I'm going to kick you out and then come back in, yeah? Come straight back in.
Like school again.
Yeah. See you, Rick. Piss off.
Hey, hang on. I just got a text message off my mate, and he said, "You can tell Devon's a commentator just chats pure shit." It's literally just come through on my WhatsApp.
But it's your mate though, so birds of a feather, isn't it?
He isn't, not to be fair.
Listen, Devon, Johnny Bryan said, Devon promised me his last set of unicorn darts on the Worlds. ... Nothing yet.
Because he knows you probably sell them at an auction.
Exactly. Yes.
It's gone, mate. It's gone.
35.
I've got new ones. Though. The new ones are way better. Anyways, brilliant design. So Johnny Bryan, on my website, make sure that you go to www.devonpetersen.co.uk. You'll find them there, mate.
Use Smith for a 20% discount.
Yes, I wouldn't sell them for that. I'd sell them for more. So, but we've got Harry Ward has just put your mum, lol. So there's Big
You
H.
just saw my name then.
Big H has just saw your name. Big H has been around my house today, keeping a social distance as well.
Stealing dartboards.
Remember that last year? That was fun.
Hey.
Yeah, I saw that. It came out, popped up today again.
Ricky, we've got a message from Gemma James. Ricky, what is faster, the speed you throw or the speed you can eat chicken nuggets?
Ooh, all depends what kind of nuggets. Chicken bird's eye, they're up there. It's all depends. If you get the cheap ones from Farm Foods, I'm not very good at them.
What about nuggets?
What about nuggets?
Yeah, I'm good at them. Gaz Cousins, I don't know. Matt knows Gaz Cousins. He was a monster at eating chicken nuggets.
Super J.
You never ever thought that looking at him. About 6 stone wet through.
Blown up blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does Ricky remember losing to Johnny on Friday Night Super League about 5 years ago? It's been downhill for him, but uphill for you ever since.
Honestly, no.
No, we don't. Johnny.
No, I don't remember.
Who cares?
Yeah, but he must have beat me. But yeah, I don't remember.
Never mind. Devon, who's your favourite player?
And why?
And why?
Why? It's probably Phil Taylor, I guess, and it's for the simple reasons that he's a proven champion, and I know it's probably the most straightforward answer, and that's it. But it's the one guy that I've always looked up to, and the one guy I aspire to be like. So, from a playing perspective, only. But yeah, he's obviously shaped the game for us, and yeah, that's why.
Who's better, Michael Van Gerwen, prime Michael Van Gerwen, or prime Phil Taylor? That's a question from me. Mike Smith.
Scoring, Van Gerwen, but overall finishing, like, you could never leave Phil a 1-6 something he'd gone. So I think overall I said Phil, but it's two different eras, I guess. I know Phil was around when Michael come through, but the way Michael's took darts at the minute now, like 100 and stupid off averages, I just think it's a totally different thing. It's like saying some people still believe Bristow was the greatest ever, and you'd never find another Bristow, and you say you'd never find another Taylor. You're never going to find another Van Gerwen, I guess, as well.
Yeah, but I think those like questions like that. There's loads of questions. Like, for example, in basketball, MJ versus LeBron, who's the GOAT, and Kobe, and all of those things.
LeBron.
Everybody's but everybody's got their time though. So I think that obviously everybody wants to know who's the greatest of all time. You'll never find the greatest of all time because the game's always evolving.
I think Phil is. No one's going to beat Phil's record, so I think Phil will go down as the greatest of all time.
The thing was, we speak about this every week. The guy that won the gold medal in 1930, comparing him to Usain Bolt, he was like a second and a half slower. But they said if he'd have had the same preparation, the same materials to run on, the same diets back here as Usain Bolt, he'd have lost by a millisecond. So it's hard with technology. Look how the big darts that Bristow had and the small trebles, and he still averaged a lot of 90s and 100s as well. So it's hard. It's hard to compete here, and I agree. But Ricky, what's your opinion? You ain't put it in.
It's weird, yeah. I think Taylor had the fear factor a bit more. I think, me personally, I want to play Van Gerwen. I don't know why. I'm just weird like that. I think if I do beat him, yeah. But Taylor scared opponents. Like, Van Gerwen's brilliant, don't get me wrong, but I think Taylor used to scare him off the ball as well. And I think Van Gerwen's got more banter about him.
Oh yeah, Van Gerwen's quite funny, isn't he?
To compare both is mental. Yes, there's no right answer personally.
I think, like you were saying about Phil Taylor and the presence and his presence, though, you feel that you can actually when you know that it's Phil Taylor. If you play anybody else now, and because how Van Gogh and obviously pushed the game forward even beyond what Phil done, it's. I mean, that fear factor. MVG makes you want to play, but Phil Taylor, you kind of like almost weary of. Like when Michael said you lead him on a 160 checkout or whatever, then you know that there's a chance that you're not going to come back. Same with MVG, but you just got more fear basically for Phil Taylor.
Here's a question for you, Michael Smith. Talking about big finishes, who hit the luckiest and best time 145 checkout in history? That's on Harry Ward.
Probably him after I just missed 3 darts at double 18.
That's the one, yeah.
But fair play to him. He went on to win the tournament as well, so fair play to him. I was annoyed that I lost because I missed, but you can't be annoyed when it's the kid's day, so he checked the 145 and you knew from then not the luck, but he had the luck with him at the same time, and fair play.
It's going on to you, Michael, now. Obviously, you came onto the scene at an early age. 10 years ago, you've been playing the PDC, and you won your first title against Dave Chisnell, UK Open, which obviously they don't do the UK Open qualifiers anymore. We're going to show a bit of a highlight from this year, which we promised, which I think's a bag of crap, but it's whatever.
A 9-darter since Adrian Lewis hit one on the 13th of April 2017. Michael Smith wants 141. Got the treble 20. Double 12! Michael Smith hits a 9-darter, the first in 3 years in the Premier League! Wow, what a moment! Great scenes here in Dublin! Bully boy!
What did Misery Guts say to you there when you hit it?
I just said, "Well done." It was what I said to him. I thought because I didn't know at the time you got to it too. So I was like, I hugged him and celebrated. I was like 50 G's, baby. I was proper chuffed. Got backstage, got told, "Nah, you got it too, mate." I was like, "You're taking the piss, wheeler." It's been 4 years since I won it last hit, and then now I've got it too to get paid. But no, he just said, "Well done and fair play." It wasn't the same conversation after the game because the crowd got a bit nasty to him, but. It was one of the things. It happened. I took my chances, and luckily I got the win. I'm lucky I hit the 9 as well because it took the fact that how bad the game was away from everything. So I think it was like 85 average or 86 average.
Yeah, it weren't the best, but let's not talk about that night. Something like that.
Of course not.
But tell us about obviously the last 10 years. Obviously, 10 years ago you joined the scene. You went and you and the young lad, the hunter, Adam Hunt, were classed as Gary Anderson's sort of like prodigies, and you went under his wing, and obviously you progressed at a faster rate than Adam. I mean, tell us about your time early days in your career, because you burst onto the scene, but it did take 2 or 3 years before you started making your mark on TV.
It was kind of all from college really. I had like one exam to become a joiner. Chose to go darts instead and got beat off Phil 6-0. So it was a really good career choice at the time. But yeah, and then it took till I think I was 19. Christmas Eve, I slipped over, broke both my wrists. I'd never ever been past the last 16 of any sort of event. I think I had like 4 or 5 months out, come back, snaps a double 5 like Richie Bennett against Chase to win 6-5, and then ever since then my career just started to go quicker and quicker. But the TVs never came. It was the added pressure of I think I got into the top 16 without making a quarter final on TV. It was just all my floor events, semis, finals, or wins, and now it's kind of gone the opposite way. I'm making semis and finals on TV and doing a lot of dog on the floor at the minute. So no, it's coming too. It's been a happy and angry 10 years, but I'm sure it's going to get better. I'm sure I've still got another 18, 20 years left in the tank, hopefully, and then we'll see what goes from there.
I'm going to touch on a subject now which you probably won't like. You've probably heard it all the while. Major final losses. You've been in 5. You've missed darts to win 2. Do you think, obviously missing 3 clear against Peter Wright, and 5 against James Wade in the World Series. Do you think there is a block on the major final? Because you have started so slowly in 2 of them, the match play and the Worlds, where really you were so far behind, it was going to be so difficult for you to get back into it, especially the match play. I think the 9-1. I mean, it's
9-0 it was.
9-0. But I mean, what is it about finals? Because is it a mental block in your head? Do you freeze or?
No, what annoyed me the most, like, so the Worlds and the match play, I knew going into them finals I wasn't the better player. I was playing the better darts out of the 2 of them, out of Michael and out of Rob. And I always get saying to myself, if I just play the way I have, it's plain sailing, it's easier. And yeah, instead of going into it thinking it was just another game, I knew what it meant for my career and my family's lives. It's one of them, and I wouldn't say it's a mental block. It could be, but I know for me it's not. It's not bottling in, it's not pressure. For me, it's wanting it too much and wanting it too hard, and that's all it is. I know I'll get more chances in more finals. And it only takes the one, and once I do it one, I'll win more and more of them.
Do you think, because obviously you might not know this, but I managed Darryl, and
Really? Since when?
I don't know, got a few bits on the wall, but like with Darryl he got to his first one at the Grand Prix, and it was against a player that, not Simon's an amazing player, but it was a player that was sort of on his level, and Darryl had a good record against, and he got over the line on his first one. And I said this to Nathan as well. Do you think it gets harder the more you lose in the finals? If you win that first one, you sort of go into the second one with less pressure, and it might take the monkey off your back having already won one. So there's not as much pressure as when will he get over the line. I think Chizzy's feeling that. I think Terry Jenkins felt it as well. Ronnie Baxter, Mervyn King in the PDCs got to 3 massive finals and not won one. So do you think that had you won the first one, which I think
Premier
the Premier League, yeah.
I wasn't winning that. I think Michael had like 120 on average, I think.
You can play that well. Do you think that had you won that one, you'd have won the because you've been in the 3 biggest finals in the world?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm one of the 9th person to do it, I think, to be in the finals of the Triple Crown.
Yeah, so you've been in the best 3. Obviously, you won Shanghai, the big one, the big ones. Do you think that if you'd have won that first one, you'd have won more now?
It's all ifs and buts in it. It's like now he's saying, is it going to be harder when I'm in my 6th one or the 7th or 8th or to win it? It's all ifs and buts. When my time is right, it's meant to be that double or go in. It's not, apart from the Wade game, the doubles were nowhere near. But the Peter Wright, they wasn't far off. They was close. Even that double 10, that's why you see me drop to the ground in that last arc. When it left me hand, I thought it was in. Just went on the inside, I think. But Forrest Gump said it, didn't it? Shit happens. I guess you get back on the horse and come back the week after. And in the PDC, there's a tournament the day after, or probably like 4 or 5 days later. You haven't got much time to dwell on things. So you have to get back on and get back practicing again.
Obviously, the last few months you've had mixed fortunes. You went out in the first round of the Worlds, but then got to the final of the Masters 2 weeks later. Did the Worlds going out early? That's the first time you've gone out in a few years that early. Did it affect you over Christmas and things? How did it affect you? I mean, I know you had a lot on your mind and everything. And
that last year, well, Christmas just gone was the best Christmas I've had in 10 years. Well, I don't know. I think that was my 8th World Champs, I think. So that's the best Christmas I've had in eight times in 8 years. Because then straight after that, we went to Thailand for 2 weeks into Khao Lak with the kids and the missus. So it was just a big, massive. I think I had a month off out throwing darts, and it was a mint break coming back to the Masters. I think he had about 7 hours practice in 4 days, and I come in and managed to scrape my way to another final. Nearly won it. Could have won it. Should have, but it happens. And then now, I was looking forward to a good year. I was doing half decent in the Premier League, and now this happens. So it's like starting fresh again.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem, and people like Aspinall's on a roll as well. Devon, we spoke about. It's gonna curtail a lot. I mean, even lesser players like.
I think Ricky can't hear us again.
No, okay. I'm just trying to mention me.
Yeah, just like players that have just got the tour card. So guys that are getting used to it. Aaron Beanie, I know, got his tour card this year. Gary Blades. It's a new experience, and it's been took away. I mean, there's a guy that I sponsor, Carol Sedlacek. He loves it. He thinks it's great, and then all of a sudden it's took away, and it's going to be like starting again for these guys. It's going to be because it's so long. They're going to be like, oh, I've got to come back into it. So I mean, all three. I mean, do you think this is going to have effect on players' form that were playing well and going back playing worse, and the other opposite way around, guys that were playing bad? I mean, Harry Ward was playing worse than he has. He's going through a bit of a slump. That could now give him a bit of a break and a bit more hunger for it. And he'll agree with me there that it's a fresh start now. It's like winning Q School again.
Yeah, I think the two boys you've got here, Devon and Ricky, they're two passion players like myself as well. You know, if you've got a fire burning and these type of breaks that you've got, it just makes it stronger, and you want to get back as better than ever and fitter than ever, playing the best thing you've done since you started throwing. And that's what I can't wait for. I'm raring to go. I'm raring to get on this matches now and play the likes of these boys again instead of on my own in the practice room.
I think, like you saying there, I mean, the COVID could go two ways. I mean, you could be pessimistic and go, oh, I'm going to miss out this, and this is going to be, and looking for that excuse. Or you could see the break as being an opportunity to have 3 months of kind of rejig your tour or the year, and just kind of position yourself ready for the restart of the season itself. And if you put in the work, obviously, you're going to be excited like the three of us are, because of obviously knowing how good you're playing in practice. If you didn't put in the work and you're coming in and you're going to start working now, you're going to be quite nervous because you don't know exactly anybody's form.
You're going to get found out if you haven't chucked it down. If you've done nothing, you'll be found out in these 5 days. Because if you come into great form at the start of these 5 days, you could earn, 50 grand in 5 days? That's if you win them all. But the money's there, it's endless. If your form is on peak, like so Michael's been out fishing every day, looking at his social blade. So he's not been chucking that much, and you don't know what anybody else is doing. So you don't know what's coming. As long as you're in and you're ready, that's the main factor.
And this 5 days though is going to be massive as well, especially for players like just outside of the match play. If you pick up form there and start, for example, adding any of the cash on there and actually get into the match play and qualifying for the other majors, could be massive, really, really massive. Which is fantastic if you have been putting in the work. If you haven't, this 5 days will be like hell though.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark, we're just having a few problems with that. We're going to take some questions now. Devon, how many times do you like to do your walk on at Scottish exhibitions? That's on Chris Pick.
Well, all the time though, because the Scots are like crazy and just embrace me as an honorary Scotsman. So I enjoy it. Everywhere I go, obviously, art exhibitions are great. But Scotland is just that extra cherry on top because those guys are crazy and just embrace me as one of their own.
We've got a question from Paul Booth, and I'm going to read it in his voice. A great lineup, Matthew Ward. 3 good lads, and you as well, Hart. Great banter, fastest man on the board, South Africa's #1 darts player, loving snipping beard. A question put together. Who is the best hockey dancer? And second question, to my great pal Devon, how long do you think you'll hold the title of South Africa's #1 darts player?
It's like he's in the room.
Hello, Paul. Uncanny. If you close your eyes, you would have thought he was asking the question there.
It wasn't even a question. I thought he was just going to rabble on it. There's going to be no question. It's not like Paul's
Paragraph 2.
Okay, cool. Ricky, you could go for best dancer there.
What, best dancer?
Yeah, you obviously have the
YMCA, man. Come on. It's not hard, is it?
I reckon Kirk Shepard's dance at the World Champs.
Yeah.
At the World Champs against Dimitra.
That was
Not Dimitri.
UK Open.
I thought it was UK. I thought it was the World Champs. It's got
UK Open, yeah.
I can't.
When he did the whole.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Stuart Kellett when he played Ted Hankey 10 years ago? Coming down, doing the Thriller. Like they played Ted Hankey's song, which was thrilling. Down, and Kellett heard it, and Kellett started going like that to him. And Ted went, cheers, Ted. Ted Hankey, brilliant. Yeah. How long has Michael Smith modelled himself on Brian Blessed?
Who's Brian Blessed?
Gordon's alive!
Gordon's alive! Brian Blessed from Flash Gordon.
I've never watched Flash Gordon.
Jesus.
What? Can we educating people? If anybody can send a link in to a clip
Oh,
of Flash.
don't be sending it to me Twitter. I can't be asked without being blocked up with that.
You've never seen Flash Gordon?
No.
That's Mike Bassett.
That clip you just showed then didn't look like something that you should be watching anyway. Not
What?
under 18. Watching here.
Mike Bassett, England manager. Shut up.
Great film.
Yeah, great film. So, all right, well, you don't know who Brian Blessed is. Google him when you're done. It's good. Somebody's just actually added to the stream. We're going to bring him on. It's a special guest. He's going to ask a question to you. Then we're going to get rid of him. It's Paul Booth. There he is.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's South Africa's number one dart player, Devon Petersen.
Only.
And it looks like you've wandered across the gypsy field, Paul, which is nice. It's so good.
It's my back riding.
You need the scrap man there at the back, lad.
You do. Want to get Johnny on the job?
I'm the only person who hasn't grown hair during this lockdown.
Ricky's close to that shit, that point.
Yeah, Devon as well, actually.
Hey,
Smithy, how are you, mate? Looking good, mate. Looking
Not
good,
too
Ricky.
bad.
How are you, Devon? Devon, I've got to say I'm missing you, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, big
Close.
style.
Yeah, we might see each other before you know it, though.
Where are you going to his house?
No, there's
You've got a fridge you want moving.
we might be working together soon.
Ricky says you might because there's a fridge you might want moving. Paul's actually having his house done up at the moment, and he likes to tell me. So she's nice. So he rings me up every night to tell me how good it looks, which is good.
Happy days. Oh, you're doing a great job, guys. Anyway.
Well, thanks for coming on, Paul, and I'm going to kick you off now because I've got questions to ask. So thanks a lot, and thanks for nipping in.
See you, brother.
Enjoy your night, guys. Enjoy. Look after yourselves.
See you later, mate.
Never liked him. Never
Never heard of him.
I thought it was the Crystal Maze fella.
thought it was good. You just popped in, say hello.
I thought it was him.
Hurry up. Go on, put him on.
Paul Booth.
You're right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk about auctions. Yay! Best match you've ever been involved in, Mike Smith?
I think my 6-2 win over Van Gerwen to win back-to-back European titles. When I checked 1-2-2, 2-109s, something else. Yeah, that was one of my better games. Beating Ricky, of course, 6-1 at the O2. There's another.
Weren't really gay, were it?
Yeah, and obviously the Phil Taylor game, I think that kind of helped my career along, should we say, winning that game.
That's where you bounced on the stage, though.
Yeah,
did a
give
massive jump.
myself a black eye with titties.
Yeah, you don't have them anymore now. So
nah, they're gone
looking
now.
good, boy.
Nice and flat.
Big old boobies.
I was going to flash then.
Ricky, the best match you've been involved in?
I'm just making a drink.
Importance-wise, my first year in 2013, I needed to reach my board final.
Soda water.
Ooh, I'm brilliant. Yeah, I needed to reach my board final to qualify for the Ali Pali my first year, and I got Van Gerwen's board, and I beat Ian Walters' first game.
Can I just say, is that when Jamie Robinson got to the final?
That was that weekend, yeah. That day, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Last Pro Tour of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat Van der Voort in the board semi and Van Gerwen 6-5 in the board final. First and the only time I've ever beaten in 15, 16 years of darts against him. And I wish Darts Data or your Dart Connect was around then because I reckon, averages were mental. It's the best. I don't even remember the game. It was that good. It was just 180 every throw pretty much for me. And I remember coming off and my manager, John, just saying, you're in. He didn't actually say it. I knew I was in, but Ali Pali, I was there. And so the qualifier was the next day, and I remember just not having to get up really early. So yeah, it was a really good day. I got to the semis that day as well. Like you said, Jamie Robinson beat me.
Brendan Dolan won it.
He did.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Baba.
good you, weren't you?
Yeah, you know why? Darrell Gurney lost to Steve Beaton, and he missed. If he'd have beat him, he'd have been in the
Yeah.
world. And he
I'll be
missed.
beaten.
Did you really? There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Always up there. Always up there. So, Dev, Big Dev, what's your best game you've ever been involved in?
Probably the Ian White game, because that was probably one of the games that I needed to win. And to hold on to my tour card, I needed to still win one after that. But he was the toughest. He was the number one on the Players' Championship that year. For the floor tournaments, he was the number one seed. So he's up there with the likes of the Justin Pipe game that I played. There was a few floor.
You said best, not slowest. Best.
What about ones where you mixed counting?
The 130. Yeah, let's talk about your miscounts. They are quite hilarious.
Why are they hilarious though? It's a miscount.
Do it. Celebrate. Celebrate as if you've done it. Then check.
Okay, cool. So the one at the World Cup though, the one at the World Cup, I did ask Rasprey if it was 39 left, and he said yes, and then I finished it. Big thing is, I did check out the double. So
Yeah.
You hit what you went for.
Well, that's the silver lining.
I didn't bottle it though, did I?
It's like having the right numbers, but you've ticked Wednesday instead of Saturday. On the
Exactly that. Yeah! Look, there's always a silver lining. I didn't. Most of the times when that's happened, I think it happened twice, where it's happened against Ian White as well. That was just kind of like, I just heard the last thing was 16, and then I went for it, but I still got it on the last start, so I didn't bottle the finish. I just
can't
went for the wrong number.
You didn't do it at this year's World Cup, last year's World Cup, did you? When you beat the Northern Ireland team, that was good. Yeah.
That was an easy game as well. Battle wasn't firing. Brendan wasn't firing as well, and my boy just knew. So yeah, I thought that was going to be a harder game than it was in the end.
All right.
The last leg though, they look quite shaken though. I couldn't understand why.
Because they missed 3 darts for the match.
Oh, that's probably why. I mean, they knew they're going to get their ass handed to them, basically, and that's why they panicked.
Oh, dear. Are you stop slagging off my boy, will you?
You just did, not me.
He's trying to make friends when he comes back.
Yeah. Stop trying to slag off my boy.
What a lad.
Down.
Dev, have you ever tried the Daniel Sturridge dance?
No, because that's not really a dance. That's more like just popping and locking and just moving your arms in different ways. That's not really a dance. That's more suited to Ricky though, because Ricky does something like that. He does like that moonwalk thing that he does with a
Devon,
chicken head.
Let's see it, Devon. Let's see it.
Go on, Dev.
No, it's just like that.
Stand up, come on.
The camera is not at the right height though, because I'm sitting down. So if I'm going to stand up, it's not going to. But I can do that.
He's not going to
Ricky can do it though. There you go. That's more. Is that you, Daniel?
South African.
Vicky, you look like Bunting when he's out in town. I've seen Bunting dance a few times.
Do I?
With a flannel shirt on.
You do it, Mike. You do it.
I'm good, new pal. I've got to
Kel Solf, sorry. Kel Sophie. Question for Michael. Do you think Bradford Bulls will make it back to Super League anytime soon?
I doubt it. No. I think the next one to come up when we come back will be Toulouse, I think. So I can't see Bradford coming back anytime soon. I think Saints might be joining you quicker, though, because we're going down a little bit.
John Chili Reyes, favourite marker?
Owen Binks, 180.
180.
180.
Like he's just telling you directions, just so matter of fact.
Yeah.
100.
That's Hugh Ware. No, is that Hugh Ware, yeah?
No, that's that Marco thing, isn't it?
No,
They've all got their own little thing, haven't they? They've all got the different.
Do Kurt Bevins is 177.
Who's that to?
Just to Ricky.
177.
Yeah, that's nice. What do we think?
See, I'm not very good. I'm not
Right.
very good.
Okay.
I don't like countdown.
Will your next walk-on be The Greatest Showman? That's for Ricky Evans.
Is it? I've never seen it. Bunting watches it all the time.
I watched it last night.
He's
This
obsessed.
is the greatest show. That one.
That's Peter. If you listen, Peter Wright's got that before his Pitbull
Never
thing
heard
comes. No, like the little tune before Pitbull comes on. It's the greatest show thing just before.
I am brave. I am bruised.
So yeah, I've heard it.
What's your
This is
biggest
me.
or most embarrassing defeat? We're going to start with Devon Petersen there.
Oh,
Let's go with Michael first.
Okay.
Michael.
Because you've played more on TV than Dev.
That's true.
Was it Happy TV?
I think my dad's played more than Dev.
Well, it's more likely to be TV. But go on, we'll start with you first.
TV. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I lost it.
It could be anything. Embarrassing.
Oh,
defeat,
anything.
Yeah.
I remember when I fell out with Max Ock about 6 years ago. He beat me 6-0 because I couldn't hit a double, and I actually tweeted, just lost to the worst out playing the PDC.
Oh,
And
wow.
then literally deleted it 2 seconds later, but some clown screenshotted it and showed Max.
Yeah.
So I did apologise. I was about 7 years ago or something, I think. And I did apologise. I was a bit of a, well, I still am a knob, but I was really big a knob back then.
I do enjoy your tweets.
Honesty.
Yeah. Honesty is the best policy, you know?
Ricky,
Now, Devon.
no, we'll go with Devon can have time to think about it.
Embarrassing defeat. Well, I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. Just I remember when I beat Whitlock after the great comeback, whatever it were. I
Jamie
played
Caven.
Yeah, and all the media hype and everything. I'm going to be the next big thing, or I've got some. I'm going to have a major run. I only won one leg in the second round, and I just never got going.
I
And
think he lost to
he took
Barnwell.
advantage.
Did he lose
No,
to
he
Barnwell?
lost to Wade.
Was that
He lost
4-0?
to Wade. Yeah, 4-1. 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
Yeah, I only won one leg, and confidence drained right out of me, and I realised I wasn't as good as I thought I were. And
That was Boxing Day 2000.
it was the first time they've ever done it, and
Yeah.
I never had Christmas, never had meal, didn't have my usual whatever I do, and it just sucked really, and they haven't done it since. So, cheers.
Yeah, it was Boxing Day. Darryl had to come in on Christmas Eve and spend.
Yeah,
It was
it
like
was weird.
Never, yeah, it weren't very good.
Yeah, I wish I'd turned at that one.
Well, I'm glad they got rid of it because I'm guessing the football was on.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of the
Big school, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Devon Petersen, your worst.
It's Steve Beaton. Can't remember. I lost him, but I averaged poorly, probably under 80. It's the year that I changed my throw as well, and I was like snatchy and stuttery and all of that stuff, and I just couldn't get going. Even though there was a part in the match where I could have actually turned it on. I think I missed tops, and yeah, his class just came through in the end and beat me. I think it was 3-1, could have been. But it was the worst game I've ever played on stage, and I just felt like quite embarrassed after that, and it's probably been the reason why I've worked even harder after that game.
Was that the year you shared with me?
That was the year as well, because you were snoring as well. I remember.
Whoa. You didn't make many noises, did you?
No.
Dev and Smith, what was your Twitter argument over?
Yes.
Michael can't hear it, but he was whinging about everything. He can't hear anything now, so I'll go first. So what Michael wasn't happy with is you can hear, but you can't.
No, it's just my mic was muted. So I was arguing with Junior.
I'll go first. So I think there was probably a miscommunication with regards to how Michael Smith interpreted what I was saying, and then he came back with something silly, and then I spat something silly at him, and then kind of Twitter just took flame, and I never lost sleep over it. You know what I mean?
Not bad.
Charity boxing match.
Yeah, he'll lose. He won't even come third.
Oh, you know.
But yeah, it was something silly though. Like, and I don't know how Michael saw it because my shoulder was covering the major thing, which was But he paid so much attention to detail. He must have liked the picture. So
it's because it said M and not P either. You didn't have either of them, so I just asked, "Where's your 11 titles come from?"
Oh.
yeah,
No,
but
he knows what I meant because we did have a conversation.
Yeah, we had a chat afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was just something Twitter obviously blowing it out, and then
It was
Michael's
honest question.
Michael's brown nosing fans obviously standing on his side and going, "Yeah, Michael, yeah," and I'm thinking, idiot.
Oh dear. I like how
There was one today as well on this when we shared it. He put something there about South African pub open, putting it as career titles and stuff like that. And you also mentioned about it, like winning 500 St. Allen's tournaments and stuff like that. But I think the people don't understand the scale, because I have to come from a different country and I had a career before the PDC career.
I have to play with
which is-
Chizzy and Bunting, Alan Savin.
It's not about that. I'm saying holistically, the career shift from amateur to professional was a massive jump for me, and my career obviously stemmed from playing within South Africa and Africa. You guys play in the UK and you kind of home and whatever. I have to come from there. So my career titles, which is not just a PDC career, but my entire career comes from that. And that's where it's merged. But obviously the uneducated fans obviously trying to jump on something.
Took it well anyway.
The thing is, though, Devon, the social distancing, if with the South African qualifiers, there won't be that many there anyway, so you'll probably be able to play that no problem for the World Championship. So
I won't need to now because I'm a former Matt, so you would know that as well. So calm down.
I'm upsetting. Sorry, Dan.
No, you're not. You're not. I like these kind of things because it becomes tick boxes, and then when it happens, and you come around and you shake my hand, I'll just give you the wink when I.
Willie O'Connor and Gezi have a scrap. Who wins?
Hey,
Willie.
Supposed to be, Willie's supposed to be a good boxer, isn't he?
Yeah, I've slapped Willie's stomach before.
You slapped Willie. What you do in your own time in your single?
It was like that bit of Superman where he punched him and he just goes back. I'm like, oh, I ain't doing that.
What's the crack?
He's a madman.
Didn't someone try to punch him at the UK Open?
I think
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not mentioning no names because I don't know
Which game was that?
You know which one it is. Try to punch him and he just moved back and said, "What are you going to do now?" Because he didn't move, he didn't flinch or nothing.
You have to tell me that when the broadcast ends. So make sure you stay on the line.
Don't share it. Yeah, rather not.
Harry Ward says, "I'd win any scrap." Ha ha. I think
you'd eat any scrap.
Scrap metal.
You'd sell it.
Yeah.
I'd eat any scram. I think that's what it means. He's like, listen, thanks for giving us an hour of your time. It's been really good.
Vic, when you give 5 minutes, no one spoke to him.
Nobody cares, Rick. They do. A lot of people.
Just here to look good.
Yes, look at you. Look at that sexy man. I love it. So, listen, stay on the line, you guys, because obviously I want to know what you're talking about, Mike. So I'm going to end the broadcast. I'm going to say bye-bye to everybody. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you all very soon in Milton Keynes.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
See you later.